Hi, it's Johnny from Classic Retrofit. Today I'm going to show you how to repair your spoiler gearbox on your 964 or 993. So in the last video we showed you a customer coming in with a 993 with a very noisy rear spoiler, and this video we're going to show you how we actually fit our kit to the spoiler gearbox itself. So here we have the unit that came off of that actual car, and we have the kit, which is the replacement cap and the bearing here. But before we get into that, let me show you what's inside the spoiler transmission. So you have a main body with which is sealed at the factory. I think it's done with either heat or with acetone. So the first thing you have to do is to remove this top section of the cap. Now, on a lot of cars this will have already been attempted. So on this particular car you can see that someone has already done this process. Okay, so if your gearbox is still bonded together from the factory and you need to get it apart, you need to basically follow this seam round with a knife. So you'd be cutting around here, around here, and then in through here, and then on this side you'd be coming down this seam. The only advice I can give here is to go really slowly and keep carving away at it, and eventually it will release. Don't push it right in, don't injure yourself. Just keep working it around and eventually that will come off. In this case, this one, you can see it's got some sort of quite nasty glue on it, and this all spread apart. So the first thing is to get rid of that section there, and then we can lift out the worm drive and the cable, so we can take this off the end here like that. And then we get to the root cause of the nasty noises in the spoiler, which is this bearing. So if we actually feel this bearing, you probably can't hear it on the video, but that feels very, very nasty as that turns around. So the first thing to do is to take this section to the bench vise and take the bearing off. Okay, so here is the bearing mechanism with the worm drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the bottom section of this out. This is actually two pieces. So I've got a tiny little wrench here which actually supports the inner race of this bearing. I'm just going to put it on the vise there. And then I've got a little drift, which is actually just an M3 screw, and I'm just going to tap this down and hopefully the bottom part will fall out. There it goes. Okay, so you can see that the worm drive has got a little spline section there which pushes into the bottom of this this other section. Now we can take the bearing off, and there's also a tiny little washer as well there, and that was my drift. So those are the three parts involved. So we have the bearing apart. So this is the new bearing from the kit, and you can see it's got a seal. The original bearing isn't sealed, and that's why water gets in there and it rusts out. So this new bearing is a sealed bearing. So we're going to put that onto the top of this section here, and then we're going to put the washer on. And now we're going to put it back in the vise and tap down on the washer. So I'm just using a 5mm socket to do this. Okay, so get a bit. Okay, so now that bearing is on, it's nice and smooth, and now we can push the top section back on. That's a little bit there. There we go. So that is your new bearing on your worm drive. So I'm just going to clean a little bit of this old glue off. You can probably make a much neater job of it if you're not filming a video at the same time. Let's get rid of some of this. Okay. Just going to put a little bit of grease in here. This little ball goes back on the end of the worm drive, and then that just sits in there like that. Okay, this section of the cable has nearly always got a broken bit of sheathing, so in your kit you'll find a little bit of heat shrink. So we're just going to cut that off. Cut a bit of heat shrink for that. So this is going to sit in here. I want the heat shrink to come up to the end like that. So now we have our own cap, which is the design with the clip and the 3 securing screws. So this does not need to be glued. It simply fits onto the original half like that. And that's ready to go back in the car. Okay, so that's it for this little video. Let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more videos like this, and bye for now.